Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to Mixed Text and Politics. All right, so I reported on this story several months ago about an Austin man who was chopping down trees with a machete and all kinds of crazy stuff, yelling at people, just acting crazy. And he's been arrested. He was arrested, but now he's back because of Travis County's soft on crime, Soros-backed district attorney. Now let's check out some video for you. This is crazy right here.
To make of a local homeless man. Residents say he uses a chainsaw and machete to cut down trees in the middle of the night. Now, he's taking a sledgehammer to city property. Today, he actually spoke to us, sort of. Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis is joining us live from APD headquarters tonight with the story. Meredith.
Mike, residents tell me they're concerned for their safety and they want their neighborhood back. Residents in the Westgate neighborhood say the chainsaw-slinging tree chopper is back.
It's just migrated to another part of the neighborhood.
Now near Cherry Creek Drive and Westgate Boulevard. Residents say Rami Zuwaida has taken a sledgehammer to city property. The Watershed Protection Department placed the boulders there a few months ago to avoid people from driving into the riparian zone.
This level of escalation with the boulders is just really worrisome. I mean, this is our community. We have a walking trail 10 feet away from us here. We really can't have this happen.
Heffley says a neighbor jogging saw Zuwaida breaking the boulders and asked him to stop. Now, this is written on the sidewalk saying, "Hey, tough guy jogger, I'll be back tonight or the night after, FYI."
This is crazy. There is no reason why this guy should be back on the streets, wreaking havoc in this neighborhood. People are terrified of him. He's a big guy too. As in the video I showed several months ago about this, the guy he's a big guy. He's definitely over 6 foot tall. he's not skinny either. Now he's taking sledgehammers to stones.
Mental health is obviously an issue, and we just don't know at what point he's going to snap and take it to another level.
We've tried to make it a place that families can come, and we've succeeded at that. And it's been that way for several years now. And to have that threatened is really disturbing.
Zuwaida is also known for doing other things, throwing a machete up on a post inside the Cherry Creek Community Garden, spray painting boulders, building sculptures, and yelling early
There he is.
in the morning.
Screaming, cussing, and if it's not directly under the bridge, it's like somewhere down in the creek, so it's like where's it coming from? Which is just kind of unsettling.
Residents say they've been dealing with it for about 6 months and want something to be done.
There's got to be something that a professional can do in regards to helping. But this person needs to be, removed and rehabilitated so that they can be put back into society because they're just unwell.
When he is arrested,
He's not wrong what he said. What the guy said is absolutely right. He needs to be removed and rehabilitated. He needs help. He needs mental help. He needs to be rehabilitated so he can be put back into society and act like a normal human being, because this is not normal activity right here. I'm just curious how that guy votes. I don't know anything about that guy, but I'm curious if he votes at all, if he's a Republican, if he's a Democrat. I don't know. That's why this is so important, why it's so important to vote the right way.
and it gets to the court level, something needs to be done there, because basically it's dropping at the court level. Charges are being dropped.
After talking with residents, Zuwaida rode up on his bicycle.
There he is.
He didn't want to be filmed, but he agreed to talk with Fox 7 to explain why he does what he does. Zuwaida says he's been working on those boulders for the last 3 nights, and he's taking out Satanism. He says the reason he made the sculptures about 2 months ago was because the homeowner across the street is a Satanist, and he wanted to present his work in front of the neighbor's house. The Watershed Protection Department says they're aware of the situation and are assessing the damage. They say they're working with APD to file a criminal mischief report. APD says they're monitoring the area. Court records show Zuwaida has 2 for criminal trespassing, and prosecutors have declined to pursue 3 other misdemeanors. Reporting live from APD headquarters, Meredith.
See, this is the problem. And see, that lady, that resident, she's right. Things are getting dropped at the court level. He gets arrested, and then when he gets to the court level, it's dropped. And the guy is back on the streets. And this district attorney in Austin received over $650,000 from George Soros. This is not some conspiracy theory that I'm not just making this stuff up. You know, the left will try to tell you, oh, they're just a boogeyman to the right. He's not a boogeyman. George Soros is a monster, to say the least. Now, I know his son has taken over his organization. He's probably just as bad, if not worse, and he's much younger. I think he's in his late 30s. But George Soros is a monster, to say the least. He's caused so much damage to this country, it's not even funny. But she's right. It gets to the court level, and then this guy gets put back on the streets. So you're just going to keep arresting him, and then he'll do a little bit of time, if that, and then he goes back onto the streets. It's time for these people to stand up and make their voices heard. Get to the voting booth, whatever you have to do. Look, Abbott recently signed into law that residents can they can rein in. You can rein in on the rogue DAs and have them removed. So something needs to be done down there in Austin. We have this rogue DA who's backed by George Soros, who is soft on crime, and I will talk about some more stories in the coming weeks about just how bad it is, of the things this guy has done down there, for crimes that people that should be prosecuted much harder for crimes they commit, and the penalties they receive under this guy is ridiculous. They basically get slaps on the wrist for things they should be in jail for years for. It's nuts. But yeah, the people of Travis County have got to change course. And I don't think they will. I mean, you have some smart people down there, but, you know, you have a lot of liberals down there, a lot of leftists down there. It's basically the San Francisco of Texas. And the rest of Texas doesn't think that way. So I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take. Maybe it's not bad enough for them. You know, but liberals, leftists love this kind of stuff. They love this soft on crime nonsense. They don't really like law and order. But then you have the people who are liberals who are not leftists. Like Dennis Prager said, you have liberals who vote for the leftists, which is the travesty of America. You have common sense liberals who want law and order, who want secure borders, and don't want these, you know, like I said, they want law and order. They want free speech. They don't want this crazy stuff happening on the streets. So, but because they don't want to vote Republican, they just vote for the one with the person with the D in front of their name, who could be a radical leftist, and they're destroying their own city and their state and their own country because of it. So the liberals need to stop voting for these leftists and put somebody, if you're going to vote for a Democrat, vote for the most moderate Democrat in the primary. And if you have to bite the bullet and vote Republican, do so. Because I guarantee you, a more conservative district attorney is not going to do this. You put in a mayor who's a leftist, or who's pretty left, a city council is pretty far left, and you get these kinds of things. You get this kind of lawlessness inside these cities. So the people must stand up and do something about it, otherwise they're going to keep getting the same BS over and over again. But all right, guys, thanks for listening. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Take care.